What's up, everyone? You're listening to episode 8 of Words and Stuff, a video game podcast by two video game brothers who love to talk about video games. I am your co-host, Jonathan, and I am joined by my brother who declined his invitation to the Pro Bowl this year, Micah. How you doing, Micah?
Hiya.
I gotta clear my throat already. It's super unprofessional. All right. This is Words and Stuff. It's a video game podcast, like I said. First of all, sorry that we had a week off.
Yeah.
So, we had some very busy scheduling conflicts between both of us, and we kept on having to push it back a couple days, and we're like, we'll get it out there, and then we're like, this is getting dumb, we can't do it on Thursday, and then post it on Friday, that won't happen often, but every once in a while it might, but yeah, it's on us that we made that mistake. It just got super duper busy.
Yeah.
Right after you were telling us how incredible we were for getting to 6 episodes. 2 weeks later, we failed, Micah. Way to go.
Yep, it's over.
Way to go. So, if you guys will have any questions, you can send them into wordsandstuffquestions@gmail.com. You can find us on SoundCloud. You can find us eventually on YouTube, and you can find us on podcast iTunes as well, and you just smacked your microphone, Micah. I saw that.
I wonder what that sounds like.
It might sound like nothing, and it might sound really bad.
Off to a great start.
Yep. So, Micah, as you're drinking some soda, I'm going to ask you a question. Put you on the spot. Yeah. What have you been playing lately? Probably the same thing your answer for the last 3 or 4 episodes in a row. What have you been playing lately, Micah?
I've been playing Final Fantasy 15.
Yep.
I think I mentioned that I finished the game, I believe.
Yeah, you did.
But I've just been doing a lot of the side quests. It gets pretty crazy with super difficulty dungeons that you can do afterwards and super big bosses and stuff like that. I maxed my one character out, so
that's cool.
It's still hard though. And
but the after stuff is the after completion gameplay stuff is fun to you. There's a lot to do and you like it.
Yeah, I'm getting close to not having much to do, so that's kind of getting scary. So hopefully with DLC that's coming out pretty soon with stuff, hopefully expand on the game. But yeah, I'm loving it.
Explain something to me that you hated about the game that recently happened. Go ahead.
So there's one of the things that had to do with this post
completion or whatever it is, yeah,
post story game.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Was this ruins or dungeons that completely was different out of the game. No enemies in it. You're just you're the main character. You leave your friends behind in this dungeon. So
it's different from everything else. Everything else you usually have people with you. So you're doing some kind of side little dungeon thingy that doesn't have enemies. So what is it based? Is it puzzle based?
It completely turned it into a platformer.
Okay. And this game has great platforming, right?
Nope.
Oh.
It is horrible. It took me altogether maybe 4 hours, but I couldn't do it all at once. Probably 5 hours. And I had to leave it on all night, and I didn't want to do that the first time. And I just had to, and it was hell because I was stuck in there. Yeah, you played
it for 2 hours, and you're like, when is this stupid thing gonna end?
I couldn't do anything about it, and I was just stuck, and it kept going and going and going, and
so it has really tricky jumps and stupid jumps that don't even make sense for where you're supposed to go. It doesn't look like that's the next play. It's the side of a pillar that's partially broken down that you have to jump on.
It completely just denies gravity eventually. You're walking on the side of walls and jumping onto another wall. That's that doesn't make any sense. And I die 50 billion times, and
it's nice about how far you get thrown back sometimes, but at the same time it's extremely frustrating. And
even if you get pulled back,
I saw you getting so upset. It was pretty sad and pretty funny.
And I was just I'm playing a game. This should be fun. And it literally felt like.
But then once you're in it for 2.5, 3 hours, you're like, what am I supposed to do now?
I couldn't save it. I couldn't turn it off. And I'm just I can't do this anymore. And I'm just stuck in there. I couldn't do anything about it. I just had to keep going. And it went on for freaking ever. And I kept thinking it was going to be over. And it just kept going and going. And it even
then
turned
eventually you beat it?
It even turned into a side scroller. But you could still go forward or back and fall off.
Oh, that sucks.
And you couldn't even tell. It looked like I was playing Project Spark or whatever. Some weird.
That's the worst. The worst thing you could say about it.
Exactly.
Pretty much.
It was horrible. And then literally the item is in the beginning of the dungeon, right next to the door, basically, that you come through. I'm oh my gosh.
Well, you just circle all the way around, kind of, because you're finally able to get to that spot.
Mm-hmm. And the same music the whole entire time, which is a cool song, but I eventually had to turn it off because it was making me go insane.
Yeah.
I couldn't handle it.
Was it worth it? Was the award worth it or no?
I don't even use the item.
So no.
I'm pretty sure it's worthless.
Did you get a even though you're not a trophy whore, did you get a trophy for it?
I don't think so.
Oh wow! So even like at least that's ridiculous.
There really aren't, like, I think I only need like 4 more trophies.
Oh, have you platinum a game yet? You're not a platinum dude, but have you platinum?
I'm not achievement or platinum.
Have you?
Or I don't think so. No.
Cool. Well, that'd be cool if this one was the first one you did.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, but that
so
was
it almost
horrible.
made you start hating the game, but you still love it.
I raced. Yeah, once I got out, I was like, I don't even know if I can do this. But I like played for a little bit more. And
you got back into the mood.
Back into the real game.
Because that could have ruined it.
I just erased that.
I'm done.
I literally erased that whole thing from my mind, basically. But
so I've been playing 2
Yeah.
things. One was a very, very quick, short one. I just want to give it a shout out. I played the trial version of Pit People, which is Behemoth Games' new game. It's on the whole early access type thing that Xbox has. I think it's on Steam early access as well. You can buy it for $15 and have the early access mode, or you can play this trial version, and it's about 45 minutes worth of gameplay. Gameplay is a lot of fun, and it definitely I could see it having a really good hook and all that kind of stuff. I didn't want to put down the 15 because I'll wait till it actually comes out, and I'm sure I'll buy it because I like their games a lot. But especially if something that it does have a story in it, and I don't know how deep this story is going to go when it's the whole early access version. Like, is the story aspect of it not complete yet? You know what I mean? So, I'm just going to wait until it actually comes out. Freaking hilarious. And that's what Behemoth games are always. It's so funny. It was making me laugh right off the beginning. It's got the same commentator as always. He's like controlling your world kind of, and it's a lot of fun. It's a strategy game, like a Fire Emblem-esque game in a way. It's really, really fun. It's really cool.
And this
I
company's
recommend
cool
you guys trying it.
They make a different style.
Yeah, every single game has the same commentator and the same.
I think that might have just been the
hilarious.
last two.
A couple of them. It's the same hilarious art style, and just in general, they always have this awesome comedic touch to their games. And the art style is very similar, and it always looks really, really clean, really good look for their style that they pull off. But then every single game has been different. You've had like a side-scrolling beat 'em up. You've had like this platformer where you could create levels and stuff too, and then you had this game, which is a strategy game. They're really, really cool. A cool company, so I want to give them props.
Yeah.
But then since then, the game that I got only 4 or 5 days ago now. But I am hooked. Is Stardew Valley. Wow, this game's really good. I've never thought that I would get this into a game like this. It's pretty much like an Animal Crossing or a Harvest Moon type game. It's not just it's a farming type thing, but it's not just that. It has relational elements to all the people that are in your little village. You can communicate with these people and get to know them and give them gifts for their birthday and do quests for them when they ask for things, and then that'll help you in the long run because they'll pay you back for stuff, and you can start growing. It has seasons. I'm in fall already. Every day there's like a day night cycle that goes through the game. It's very fast. A day is, I don't even know what it is really. I think it's probably like 10-15 minutes is one day. So it's very quick. So that's maybe one thing is a little bit of my complaint. I wish it was a little bit longer because there's a lot of times where I feel like, I did not get everything done that I wanted to get done. But the hook is that I've seen people online, like they're in day, like they're in year like 40. So eventually, even if you didn't get everything done today that you wanted to get done, you have plenty of time. Or even if there's something that's seasonal that you missed, like a particular kind of fish that you can only catch it in the fall. If you missed it and you're like, shoot, I was trying to wait for a rainy day in the fall because that's the only time that this fish is catchable, and I missed it because I just kept on forgetting or whatever. It's cool. Next year you'll be able to do it. So it has insane replayability, and on the good side of it, that short day cycle is actually its really good hook because it's so short. Just like a good online game has I want to play just one more game, and suddenly it's 4:00 in the morning, and you've been saying one more game since midnight.
Yeah.
This is the same type of thing where you're saying to yourself, just one more day. I'll get to the end of this day, and then I'll save it and I'll be done. But every time that day is done, you're like, the next thing that you want to do is like right there, and you're so close to upgrading your house and getting a bigger house so you can have a kitchen, or you're able to buy a silo for your barn, because you'll be able to get a barn that you can put cows inside, and you'll be able to get like a coop that you can put chickens. You can upgrade it to a bigger coop and put ducks in there, and then all of that is a lot of money to originally get those things. But then once you buy those chickens and buy the coop, then they start laying you eggs. You have to make sure that you have enough food for them. You plant all these different crops different times of the year. Those crops will come up. Some of them will be like a one-time thing. You plant melons, and like 10 days later, the melons will pop up in the summer, and then you can go sell them, or you can give them to people or whatever and get some money for that. But then there's also stuff that continues to grow, like corn, where it continues to give you more and more corn during that season. Or what's another one? Green beans. The more green beans or more tomatoes will continue to grow if it's in that season. And there's so many different aspects about the world that keep changing. You can forage for different things. You can just find wild berries, but then there's different types of them that will be around different times of the season. And then the village itself has different like special events. Like there's one that's like an egg hunt type thing in the spring, and then they have in the summer they have this big picnic. And then another one is this thing where they go out during the night, where there's these jellyfish that start swimming by in the ocean, and they kind of glow, so everybody goes out, and it has like this really cool community feel. And there's people with all these different characteristics. There's like, a grumpy old man, and there's a sweet old lady, and there's some emo kid, and there's a couple little kids, and there's a nice couple over here, and there's somebody who's kind of like a distant guy who doesn't really, pay much, he kind of wants to keep his distance, and they all have different personalities and everything. Yeah. It's awesome. Oh, there's also even a cave, and that's my other only complaint. The only time you ever have combat is in these caves, where you can start going down deeper and deeper and deeper into these caves, where you mine for different gems and resources and minerals and stuff, which there's also a crafting element, so that you can build a scarecrow for your crops to make sure that crows don't get them, or you can grow fences to keep grass from growing inside and keep animals from getting in there, or you can build a furnace so you can turn your iron ores into actual iron, et cetera, et cetera. Like the list goes on. There's a really deep crafting system too. Yeah. And it's not like Minecraft where it's like, I don't know what the frick is what. Like it legitimately tells you, once you find out something, you'll like level up for doing a really good job farming or whatever, and they'll say, now you know how to do this. Or people will tell you, they're like, here's this cool recipe for this food, because there's also a food system. Anyway, back to the mining. You can go down deeper and deeper into this mine, and there's enemies in there. That's my only complaint. The enemies are their designs are kind of cool, but fighting them isn't fun, and it's a little bit frustrating. But that's literally like my only complaint. And you can, if you wanted to, you can totally skip the mine, because anything that might be in the mine, you can purchase some of that stuff elsewhere. So you can either try to go in the mine and get it for free, or you can purchase it elsewhere. And then there's just so many secrets. There's all these different ways that you can unlock different paths. There's a couple different like mystical elements, these little creatures that and there's like a sewer that I haven't even gotten to yet, where there's apparently like a little monster in there, and all these different things. There's so many different secrets in the game. And the most incredible thing is everything that I've explained about this game so far. Also, the music is awesome. And the art is it's a very simple but beautiful style. The incredible thing is that one person made this game.
Yep.
All by himself, one human being made this game, and I am in awe, because when I see a game, no offense to Fez is a very good downloadable game that came out 3 years ago or something like that. Great game, great puzzle game. But when I see a game like that, it's a puzzle platforming game that he created, and it's incredible and it's beautiful. But it doesn't surprise me that one guy made that. I mean, it's still all props to him still. It's an awesome game. But it's a platforming puzzler where I have, in my own spare time, and you have as well, Micah, created a game through a game maker or something like that, just for the fun of it. Yeah. And of course, it's nowhere near as good as Fez. So, but and that guy's extremely talented. But I can comprehend what's there with Fez. with this game, it's just so deep, and there's so many different elements. These people, like the people that walk around the towns, they all have their own like schedules that they do. Every Monday they go here, and every Tuesday they do this, and every Wednesday they do this, and it depends on the season. And if it's a rainy day, they do this instead. And
it's insane.
It's crazy. There's these type of fish are out in the rain, and these are out in the night when you go fishing, and these crops can be grown this time of the year, and it's incredibly deep and fun and charming, and it has a really good gameplay hook. Like, I want to just keep playing it, and all made by one guy. I'm amazed by this game. I don't know when it actually came out. I think it actually came out last year, so I kind of missed the boat on it, but so far it's the most fun that I've had of this year. And it's kind of like, I'm like kind of scared of this game because it has sucked me in, and I'm like borderline addicted. It's just an awesome game. I kind of rambled about that one for a while, but I really wanted to give that game props.
Oh yeah.
And then I will mention, it's funny, the reason why I played this game is because I couldn't play NBA 2K, and I'll tell you my quick story with this. I downloaded NBA 2K17 Prelude, which is like a trial game where you can create your character and like just start playing like street ball kind of. Maybe I think it's supposed to be like kind of in front of some scouts and stuff, and that'll help you for if you ended up buying the real game to get like a higher draft status when you actually buy the real game and you get drafted. It's a really cool idea to me. I always love that kind of stuff. And I like sports games from time to time. I haven't really gotten into a basketball one deeply for a while.
Sports games suck.
Shut up. But I was interested in at least trying it. So first of all, the download was pretty long. Once I downloaded this thing, it was like it took a lot longer than it should have, I think. And then when I went to create my character, it asked me for it looked like a really deep, complex, like, you know, to create your face and stuff. I'm like, this is gonna take me forever. And then I was like, oh cool, it has one of those weird face scan thingies. Download the app. So I go online to download the app. The app is like takes a pretty long time to download too. I'm like, this is getting annoying. Once the app gets downloaded, I open it up and it says like installing more. I forget what the word was. It was like installing more data or something like that. And I'm like, oh, what the heck? Okay. So I, you know, move off of that, and I continue doing other stuff on my phone. And when I go back, I'm like, what the heck? It's still at 2%. Like, this app needs to be open for it to continue to install the data. I'm like, that is stupid. Mm-hmm. So I just sat there with my phone open, touching it every like 30 seconds to make sure that the screen doesn't go dim and it doesn't like go off to like, you know, kind of to rest or whatever. It took 40 minutes for this thing to download this stupid data. I'm like, this is freaking ridiculous.
Yeah.
So finally, and the actual game on my Xbox is open, just waiting for me to like scan my face. Finally, I did that, and then I took the picture of my face, and it fails like the first 4 times. And finally it works. I'm like, cool, I got like all the 20 different angles of my face that it wanted. And then it starts going onto my Xbox, and it's like waiting. And it just for it to read it, it takes like 5 minutes, and like 4 minutes into it, it's like failed. Like, are you kidding me? So then I do it again. 4 minutes into it again, failed. I'm like, this is getting ridiculous. And then I see on the app it says that they're recommending you have a friend do it with the rear-facing camera, because your rear-facing camera is always going to be better, as opposed to your front-facing camera. So I'm like, all right. So I get Micah. I'm like, can you just help me do this? He struggles with it for like 20 seconds, because it's for like 20 seconds before he figures it out. And then we try to scan my face, and like 4 or 5 times in a row, failed again. I'm like, I'm done. I literally deleted everything that I downloaded. I deleted it off my phone. I deleted the NBA Prelude thingy off my Xbox. I'm like, I'm never freaking touching this game. It literally wasted 2 hours of my life just to try it. And then 5 minutes later, I bought Stardew Valley, and I'm freaking 1,000 times happier that I got that.
Yep. So you have to have a good impression with games like that. And that was a bad first impression.
And the app itself wasn't even a face scanning app by itself. That's what it should have been. It should have just been like, download the 2K17 face scan app or whatever, right? Instead, it's a game in and of itself. It has this whole deep, complex like card trading game, blah blah blah, whatever. I'm like, why do I have to download this big thing where inside of that game there is the face scanning like feature?
Silly.
It's stupid. It's just dumb. Stupid.
Yeah.
Dumb.
Well, in all that, you got a good game, so.
Yeah, Stardew Valley is pretty awesome. Yeah. It's very good.
You can at least thank it for that.
Exactly. Oh, I ranted there for a while.
So.
You ready for some speed run time, Micah?
Yeah.
If you guys didn't know, Speed Run is where we go through a bunch of different news topics. We have 3 minutes to do it. We'll start the timer, and we will try to go through it as fast as we can. And when the 3 minutes is done, we will cut ourselves off, and we have to get better at doing that because I think that's kind of the fun part about it. Like, literally, we'll just cut ourselves off and be like, nope, we can't finish talking. So, and if we do, then I don't know. We always say that we're going to kill each other or something, but it doesn't actually happen. So,
yeah.
Whatever. First topic. Are you ready, Micah?
Uh-huh.
So, obviously, you guys should know a lot about the Nintendo Switch that was revealed over the last few months and had its big show a little bit ago. One of the big things was that the awesome feature about this thing is that it's a home console and a portable console, and fans were saying, finally, this is awesome because we will get our handheld games and we'll get our portable games all thrown into one console, because a lot of times people who don't own both, or they're just not genuinely into both, like they're not really involved in that ecosystem of both of them. So a Fire Emblem game comes out for the 3DS and you're like, I don't want it, I want one on the Wii U. And then something comes out on the Wii U and there's 3DS people like, I wish I could have had that on the go. So that was the greatest part about this, because we're like, all the games that we want are coming to one system. However, Reggie Fils-Aimé has something a little bit different to say. Reggie Fils-Aimé is the president of Nintendo of America. The 3DS has a long life in front of it. I think there's a sense that Nintendo Switch is a portable device. It is portable, but at heart, it's a home console that you can take on the go. In our view, the Nintendo 3DS and the Nintendo Switch are going to live side by side. You're going to have the newest, freshest content available on Nintendo Switch. You've got thousands game library available on Nintendo 3DS, plus some key new ones still coming. They're going to coexist just fine. We've done this before, managing 2 different systems. I'm a little upset about this.
This might be a mistake for them.
This might be a gigantic mistake. Now, the good thing is that he said there's a huge library for the 3DS, which is obviously true, plus some key ones on the way.
If it has a
it makes
huge
me
life,
think that perhaps maybe they're just saying like the next year it still has 3DS. But if they try to keep the 3DS alive for the next 3 years while they're trying to keep the Switch alive, I feel like that will be the defining reason that the Switch fails if it fails. I feel like that will be I'm calling it right now. If the Switch fails and the 3DS is alive during the same time, that's going to be the reason why. People need to know that I need to get this Switch because it is the Nintendo console. It does everything that I want for Nintendo games here on forward. So what do you think about it?
Yeah, I think it's a bit contradicting there, because he says that he want that there's a whole lineup of games still, or like not a lineup but a whole future ahead still, and then saying that there's only a couple games.
He says there are some key games on the way. So I don't. It doesn't. Really
I hope it. Because I think that it most certainly could affect it. I think that they might be afraid of letting the 3DS go because of how popular it's been.
It's successful.
So that might be the reason why. But in the long
run,
let it
die.
It's gonna affect the Nintendo Switch for sure.
Yeah, I think that they should let it last for a couple more months.
Put all your
6 months to a year, maybe once Mario comes out, and then like legit kill it.
Just put all your effort in the Nintendo Switch. That's what they really need to do.
I agree.
That's it.
Good timing.
Yep.
Next topic is with your lame drum roll every time. That's another Switch-related one. Shocker.
We like
Nintendo Switch predicted to sell 40 million units by 2020. What do you think of that?
Some random.
It's Michael Pachter.
Oh yeah, that guy. That's a good number, right?
No, that would be incredible. Actually, that would be really good. Believe me.
By 2020. That's 4 years.
The Wii. That's 3 years.
3 years from now.
That would be awesome. The Wii U in its lifespan, I think, is like 12 or 13. It's terrible.
All? Jeez.
Yeah, it's terrible. The GameCube did like 20.
20? Man, Nintendo, I don't know how they survive. Oh, you mean million?
Yeah, shut up.
No, I'm joking.
I was wondering what you're talking about. You're an idiot.
13 Wii U's. We're one of those special people.
Yeah, we're one of the 13 people that purchased it. Yeah, 40 million. What do you think? Is that possible? And believe me, if that happened, that would be a success.
I could see that because
I think the 3DS is 60 million.
I think the 3DS didn't have a hot start.
Oh, it had a terrible
gradually
start.
Got it and just like boom, and so I think that kind of could happen with the Switch.
Put Monster Hunter on the Switch and then you get
exactly that. And once you get a bunch of games on the market, maybe eventually make it cheaper. If they treat it as a 3DS in the way that they create like these Switch cheaper versions or
What, the
special
whole
one
2DS
like
and stuff
new
like that
Switch.
kind of thing? Yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that. Or just have cheaper ones too, like now for $200.
Yeah, they'll eventually drop the price down.
Of course, yeah.
I mean, honestly, by Christmas they will have a $250 version one. Now it might be a limited time, but I'm sure they'll have a $250 one.
But yeah, I hope this
That'd be
happens,
awesome.
But yeah, it'd be great.
There's not really much else to say. That was a shortened version. We have tons of time, but nothing else to say really. Next one, I need you to help me out, Micah, with this one. I'm gonna let you take charge with it. Okay? There was a Fire Emblem Direct on January 18th. Give me a recap.
I don't remember.
What?
They showed a little more of the Fire Emblem Warrior game, which is like what is it?
It's just a fun
Tecmo.
like beat 'em up like
But it's what is it? Tecmo, right?
I don't know. I forget who they are.
A Japanese.
It's also coming out on the new 3DS, which is strange. Only on the new 3DS.
Yeah. So they're bringing that to 3DS, and you can have a lot of fun with that.
Mm-hmm. So that's the fourth most important thing that they announced. What's the third most important thing?
I don't even remember what consoles these exactly were on, but they showed one that was kind of like animated, right? And it was like two kids. What's that one? It's like Fire Emblem Echoes.
Fire Emblem Echoes is on the 3DS. It is coming out. I think I forget when it's coming out. So whatever.
It's basically another
Echoes.
Fire Emblems, probably.
No, but it is a remake of the second one ever.
Yes.
Which was only in Japan, so American people never got it. So it's Fire Emblem game. It's a remake of the second one, completely remade from the ground up. Not just like they're completely like redoing. It's the same story and everything, but it's like the engines that they use on these newer ones. And stuff.
I believe they're using the same engine as Awakening and Fates and what was the other one? Revelation.
Yeah, all the new. Yep, those new ones. So that's interesting. So that's the third most important thing. Now let me see if you get these mixed up correctly. What's the second most important thing?
The second most important thing is Fire Emblem Heroes.
Okay, I guess that's fair.
For the mobile devices that you carry.
Yeah, so here's a recommendation for everybody. Get this game. It's going to be free to play, and it's going to have like download, money, microtransaction type stuff. But hopefully they do it the right way because
it's Android.
No,
first.
but that was reversed later on. I think it's coming on both at the same time now. But I don't know.
Wow.
Anyway, it is going to come on Android for sure. Like what is it? It's only a couple weeks, right?
Yeah, February 2nd.
February 2nd. Well, less than a couple weeks then, a few days, geez. And I think it's on Apple then too. I get this game; it's gonna be really, really good. I'm
excited.
It's literally what Fire Emblem is, but just in a slightly dumbed down version, just so that the phone can kind of handle it, and a little bit more simplistic. But it looks really, really cool.
It uses like heroes and characters over all the Fire Emblem games. So we can like vote online, and they'll probably have like monthly or weekly like new characters that will pop up here and then. Iconic characters from the Fire Emblem franchise. But yeah, it's free. I think that was a smart move to make it free.
They're doing different models. They came out with
trying different stuff.
Miitomo, which was like a social platform. Then they came out with Mario, which was a purchased one, and now they have Fire Emblem Awakening, which is now they have Fire Emblem on the Heroes, which is on the which is free to play. So they're trying different platforms. And then lastly, what's the most important thing that they announced?
Fire Emblem for the Switch.
Yep, they didn't show any gameplay or anything. They just want to say, hey, Fire Emblem on the Switch is happening.
I think we can get blown away if they make this look beautiful.
Oh, yeah, it could be awesome. It definitely could be. I'm excited for the idea of it. Cool. I started the next timer before I turned off the old one. All right, next topic is based on a little game called Yooka-Laylee. Yooka-Laylee is awesome. It's Micah, this is something that's kind of near and dear to your heart. It's the only game you've ever backed on Kickstarter.
Yep.
It is coming out very soon for the Xbox One and PS4, and then hopefully pretty soon afterwards on the Switch. April 11th is the date for those things, and hopefully, like I said, not too much later on the Switch. But the publisher behind it is Team 17. They're the people behind like Worms and stuff. They're not developing it all, but they're just helping to publish it.
Yeah.
The $40 price tag is something that some people are like, okay, that's interesting, but I just thought it'd be fun to talk about because I like the idea of different amounts for games and selling a game at the right amount. Stardew Valley for $15. That's the reason why I bought it, because it's $15. I would have probably bought it for $20. I probably would not have bought it for $25 or $30, even though now knowing how good it is, I would. But that's a purchase. That purchase of 15 to 20 was like, okay, this is worth a flyer for this game that looks like it's not really normally up my alley. I'm not normally into this type of game, but guess what? I am. So, it's interesting, different price tags for games and how some things can. I think honestly, The Witcher should have been like $80. The Witcher 3, $100 even. Yeah. It was totally worth it for how much content's there. Anyway, this is a quote from the let me see if it's from the developer it's from Platonic. We want to reach as broad an audience as possible with Yooka-Laylee and hopefully help a brand new generation of gamers experience the open world platforming genre for the first time. This game, by the way, is based off of the Banjo-Kazooie. Yeah, the old open world platforming games of the 64 era. We've been able to develop our first game thanks to the amazing support of over 70,000 Kickstarter backers, and although they're getting the game for much bigger discount, which you are, Micah, if possible, we wanted to pass on the saving to those who missed the crowdfunding campaign too. So that's their thought about the price tag. What do you think about a game like Yooka-Laylee being $40? Does that seem right to you? Does that seem a little bit too expensive? Does it seem like that should be a $60 full game, or does it feel like that should be a $20 downloadable game? Like, what are your thoughts about that?
With my first thought, it felt like it was a little expensive. Really, they've kept most of this game such a secret that we really we don't know how
deep it is.
Yeah, like how big the game really is. So yeah, with keeping all those secrets and we really don't know how much content's going to be in it still. It seems like there's a lot from like the trailers and stuff. So
yeah. The newer trailers they showed.
I think for sure once you buy it, you'll definitely feel like.
I'm just afraid that some people might be a little turned off by 40. But like I said, for that same reason with Stardew. So.
I think more likely it should have been like 30.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got it for 15.
Nice. And your name's gonna be in the credits.
Oh yeah. So if you get it, well, look for my name out of like the 50 million people.
Yeah.
That funded it.
There's for all the news that we hear about closing down, like developing teams getting closed down, it's nice when we hear about new ones opening up. Ex-developers on The Witcher, Dying Light, and Hitman, and Dead Island have established a brand new studio called Strange New Things.
Ooh.
This is their very cryptic and strange quote. One day you find yourself delivering quality AAA experience games that push gaming to the next level. But deep down, you yearn for something else, something of meaning, and then you have a little thought, an awakening. This is that thought. Welcome to Strange New Things. That is the quote on their official website.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so they're kind of just saying that, they've been working on, like I said, The Witcher and Dying Light and Hitman, Dead Island, these massive AAA games. Some of them even crazy, beyond massive. I mean, the people, whoever was helping work on The Witcher, they were working on that game for 6 years or something like that.
Yeah.
So they're like, let's tone it down. Let's make smaller. It could be like the walking platformer-esque games, or it could be like Hyper Light Drifter or whatever. I think they're going for a smaller scale game, but then something that has more meaning to it. Not that The Witcher didn't. The Witcher definitely did. But Dying Light, Dead Island, and Hitman are probably games that are. They base it more on the substance of the gameplay over a story or having a meaningful impact. And I'm definitely a gameplay guy. If the gameplay's not there, then I don't want to play the game if the gameplay sucks.
Yeah.
But something's really awesome when you can nail it and have substance there and have like legit meaning. Where is this? There's another quote, but I'm going to kind of skip it. But anyway, yeah, I just thought that was pretty cool. Whenever there's a new developer coming out, I definitely want to give them...
Yeah, I think that really their feeling is, I guess you can say, like a selfish, but maybe deserved feeling that they just want to have more control. Of what they make and not just feel like a part of it, like you do some kind of weird...
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing some weird technical aspect where you're like shading rocks for 5 years, just like working on the shade of like a tree and rocks and making sure that like that looks good and doesn't get glitchy. You know what I mean? Like you want to do something else, and I'm totally down for that. Do you, bro?
I'm looking forward to seeing what they have in store then.
Next thing, Sony Classical will bring soundtrack of Final Fantasy 15 to the West. this is something that I think you should be excited about, Micah.
I want to buy that.
The soundtrack for Final Fantasy 15 internationally comes out on March 10th. So it comes out for us on March 10th. I think you can get it on like Amazon, stuff like that. It comes with 96 tracks on 4 different CDs. And it only costs $29.58. You can get it on. Oh, that's the timer for the last one, guys. Sorry, I didn't restart the next one.
That was a really short one.
Yeah, jeez. And it only cost $29.58 on Amazon. We're not going to take a whole bunch of time talking about this, but I just wanted to give you guys that news. And Micah, you love the soundtrack of that game.
It's one of the best video game soundtracks I've ever heard.
Really?
Yeah. Amazing. Even when I talk about Dark Souls, and it almost Dark Souls soundtracks almost feel pale in some ways compared to this Final Fantasy soundtrack, which is worked on, I believe, it was like a new person for Final Fantasy for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
I forget her name.
Okay.
Japanese composer though.
Cool.
She did Kingdom Hearts, so it's the same. Same company.
That makes sense.
But so I think there's a lot of Kingdom Hearts sound, like music to it, like a feeling of that, which I've never played any of those, so I'm not sure, but I've heard that's a lot what people say.
Cool.
So I think I'll get it.
Awesome.
Physically.
I mean, for that price, why the heck
get
not?
the actual physical
why the
case
heck
for it. I was looking for that news. I couldn't find it anywhere. Where did you find it?
Online.
Somewhere? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you should probably jump on Amazon and pick it up then, pre-order it. $30 is cheap.
Yep.
All right, next topic. Playdead, the creator of Inside, which is a game I absolutely love, and before that, Limbo, has released a little bit of information for the next game. This is a tweet quote from them. Thanks for your warm reception for Inside. Since release, Playdead founder Arndt Jensen and the team have been working hard on the next adventure, and it comes with a little image of, it looks like a astronaut kid holding the parachute that like an astronaut would use on like icy or rocky looking ground in the nighttime with this gorgeous looking comet shooting off in the distance. It looks right up Playdead's alley for what they did with Inside and Limbo. And whatever they do, I'm super excited about it. Good. This is the interesting thing. This game probably is... Maybe they're going to start speeding it up. Maybe they're going to make games a little bit faster. But I almost hope they didn't, because one of the reasons why the last game was so freaking good was because they spent so much time on it. But the thing that I think is kind of interesting is I think they're also kind of doing a little bit of sleight of hand here, because they just settled a settlement. The two creators of Playdead, Jensen is staying around. The other guy, I forget his name, is gone. He got $7 million in this settlement, which is not a lot of money, I feel like, for especially what Limbo made. And they had a really nasty breakup. I can't believe Inside is as good as it is when for a year and a half, apparently, they didn't even talk to each other. Like, only for work-related stuff. Like, you know what I mean?
Crazy.
It's pretty insane that game ended up being that good. So, I'm a little bit of a concern. I hope the next game is awesome, but I wonder, this Arnold Jensen guy might be fantastic, but I wonder if the other guy was the one who actually made it what it is, or if them together is what made it what it is, and now that you separate, I don't know. Best case scenario, we have two people now going to make like Limbo-esque games. Like maybe the other guy does the same thing, or maybe if it's not really of that genre, if it's just that amount of detail and eeriness and heart, and those games are awesome. So best case scenario would be that they both end up making fantastic games. Worst case scenario is that Inside is the last great game from Playdead, but hopefully that's not the case.
Yeah.
Cool. Next topic. Right, we're beating the timer lately.
Nice.
New Pokemon mobile game. So Pokemon Go blew up the universe. But there's actually a new Pokemon game that people might not know about. It's a lot smaller. It's called Pokemon Duel. It is a card-based battle system game where the Pokemon it's more attuned to what the actual Pokemon series is. And it's created by the same people, it's announced by the Pokemon company. I think it's already out in Japan. I think it's coming out to America soon. I'm not going to talk long about this one, but did you see some stuff about it, Michael? What did you think? Give me some of your thoughts.
It didn't look that exciting because they basically, when they're fighting, they're just like little amiibos, basically, right?
Yeah.
Like little trophies. So it looked like a bore just from my first look at it. Like I'm not excited for it at all, really.
Yeah.
I don't really exactly know how it plays though yet. Gotta look more into it. So, but it's probably a free game, right? You think?
Yeah, I think it's free.
So maybe I'll give it a go.
Yeah, I mean, just try it anyway. You know, it's worth a shot.
I don't think it'll blow up the world like
nothing's
Pokemon
gonna
Go.
be like Pokemon Go was. That's once in a.
It's a weird.
That was insane.
Yeah, we're lucky to live in such a time.
Yeah, if you say so.
Yeah.
Next topic. That was only a minute and a half. We're crushing it right now.
Yeah.
The release date for the game Prey has been announced. Bethesda has announced that Prey will be released worldwide on March 5th, 2017 on PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
What's Prey?
You don't know what Prey is?
No.
This one. It's the Alien game where the guy gets his eye keeps on getting weirder and weirder, and then he ends up like being stuck on this spaceship where he's like shooting those weird black creatures.
Yeah, and it's first person.
Yes.
He's kind of doing stuff that looks like Bioshock type powers. Oh yeah, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It looks really good. I know that you were the biggest fan of looking at like the how he like kills an alien, but it also has really weird stuff where like he can literally turn into like a mug that's on the other side of a wall, and like turn into the mug and then move across the room and then appear as the mug being like the person. Like that's how he can get into the other room. You know what I mean? Weird stuff like that. He starts getting these weird like powers that he doesn't even understand. Looks cool. I'm surprised by the date. No, May 5th. I read this wrong. There we go. That makes a lot more sense.
You keep getting March and May mixed
up.
Well,
they both start with M and an A. Okay? M-A is the first two letters. So what do you expect?
But the one's March.
No, they're very close. Yeah. But anyway, I just wanted to give that information out there. I'm interested in it. That might not be anything more than that. I do like that Bethesda has been smart, and they've put some games out in this time frame that have had a lot of success. For example, Wolfenstein. This was when Wolfenstein came out. If you put Prey or Wolfenstein out, Wolfenstein sold a bunch. Or Doom from last year too. Doom also was the exact same time period. If you put, even though Doom and Wolfenstein and Prey, for all we know, might be better games than Call of Duty and Battlefront and Titanfall. They might be better. But if you put them in October and November, they're gonna get swallowed alive. So it's perfect to be put in this time frame. I think that's great
for those times in the summer and stuff when you don't really have much.
Yeah, I mean, Witcher was that for me a couple years ago. It came out in May, and I played the crap out of it and loved it. Like as soon as E3 was done, instead of being depressed, like, oh man, all these cool games and I can't even play them. I was like, oh, that looked fantastic. Now I'm gonna keep playing some friggin' Witcher because yes. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. 20 seconds left. Anything to add to Prey?
Nope.
I think this is the last speedrun topic. Let me see. We'll probably get over this even faster. But I just want you to get your thoughts. None of us have played the game, but you played the demo. The video game world is very interested in Resident Evil. And it's kind of the talk of the current video game because it's come out real recently. What do you think from that demo that you played? You only played the demo, and I have not played it at all. I've just never got into the series. But what are your thoughts?
Well,
on what it looks. For me, from the outside looking in, I'm very happy that this game is successful. I like that Resident Evil is back to being a series that people are caring about. No one cared about 5 or 6. They hated those games. The reception behind this is high. People are enjoying it.
Yeah.
They like that it smartly uses some of the new elements that started that have joined into the horror genre, like the Outlast type games, but then still has a lot of good Resident Evil vibes to it. A lot of people say it feels like the original Resident Evil almost, but in like a first-person view, and it's almost what the new Legend of Zelda is. It's kind of like that in a way, where it's like it goes all the way back to the original. Breath of the Wild is almost like the original Zelda, but in gorgeous 3D in this open world. That's kind of like what this is. It's like it's kind of going back to its roots, but then obviously in gorgeous, and it's also first person, which is a new thing. What did you think of the whatchamacallit, of the
demo?
Yeah, the demo. Yeah.
Well, I kind of realized that at first I thought Resident Evil was literally making like a regular horror game. But what I've seen recently from some gameplay is that you're walking around with a gun shooting zombies and stuff.
Yeah.
It's basically like the first Resident Evil. Then.
It's a survivor horror. It's a survivor horror. Yeah.
I don't know. That teaser thing might have kind of been like a side game.
So basically, what I understood is that that's like a VHS. People will go up and they'll you can look at on TV, watch a VHS of somebody's recording, and that's what you're watching. You're watching somebody else who didn't have a weapon or anything going through this same place. Okay. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
So what I played basically wasn't the game then.
It was it's in the game, so I believe at least part of it.
It's not like the core.
No, I don't think so.
So that was kind of like, so it is like a regular Resident Evil.
Yeah,
so
it
I was
still
happy
has
about that.
Resident
I thought this
Evil.
was kind of like they were going for just like they were literally changing the whole type of genre it is.
Yeah.
Like it's still scary, but it's like a horror where you're just walking around.
And apparently now it's back to closer to the original where ammo is scarce and you have to be smart and it's not just a run and gun.
Yeah.
But yes, you still are shooting zombies.
Yeah, I like when they do demos like that though, where they're kind of different, or they literally build something off of something separate, but it's still in the same world.
Yeah, as long as it still fits and as long as it doesn't give
I've never been a Resident Evil person, but yeah, I'm happy that they're kind of getting that fame back.
Yeah, they're back on track, it looks like.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. All right. That's it for Speedrun, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah. On to the main topic. Micah. 2016 has been officially in the books for quite some time. But still, this year so far, 2017, we haven't had a whole lot of games yet. January is usually a little bit slow, obviously. I'm enjoying Stardew Valley, but I think that came out last year. It did come out last year. Resident Evil, obviously, like I just said, is the big game that people are talking about. But 2017, I just want to have a little bit of a discussion on our outlook, what we think, both from a gaming scale as a whole, so just what games are coming out, what third-party games are coming out that most everybody will be able to play.
Yeah.
What about individually? What does it look like for PlayStation? What does it look like for Xbox? What does it look like for Nintendo? And just our general thoughts on what 2017 looks like. I wasn't the biggest fan of 2016, what games we got. There are, some fun ones, but didn't seem like anything blew me away. This year looks like it could be better in some ways, but I'm not completely sold either. What do you think about this year?
Looking at the games that I've kind of looked over and listed for PlayStation, I kind of realized that none of them I really even was thinking about getting. Usually games that I get kind of just pop out of nowhere. I'm like, I guess I'll pick that up.
Yeah, I guess I'll give it a shot.
And then I'm nailed. And I enjoy it.
Yeah.
But you want me just to list some of the games then?
Are you talking PlayStation?
Yeah, I'll go. You want me to start that off, or do you want to just overall?
Go ahead. Go name PlayStation games. So from the PlayStation perspective, let's go for that first. Name some PlayStation games, that are coming out this year that the world is interested in, but then more specifically, tell us some that maybe you're interested in.
So basically what I listed were, I think basically all the games that PlayStation is going to try to
that they announced
to win.
much.
Yeah, and they're going to try to win this year with.
Okay, go ahead.
We have Horizon Zero Dawn, which is coming out 28th of February, so a month from now.
Yeah, very soon.
I wasn't interested in that at all.
Explain. This game looks really, really good to a lot of people. A lot of people are stoked. A lot of people are saying this is going to be one of their next big franchises, something that they'll keep around, that 2 years from now or 3 years from now we'll get the next Horizon, et cetera, et cetera. First of all, terrible name. Horizon Zero Dawn. It's just like they picked, they went to a word scrambler name generator and just it randomized to the Horizon Zero Dawn. And they're like, cool, we'll pick that name.
Yep.
Dumb name. Stupid name. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah.
Wait, why are you not kind of stoked about it?
I explained this before, but I don't know. I just have this weird, when I don't have that initial, wow, I want to play this game. If I don't have that, then I really never even play it. Unless somehow it's free and then I pick it up and then I'm like, oh, this game's actually really good.
Or cheap and you just give it a go.
Yeah. For some reason I was just like, a character design that you play as, that's kind of a big thing for me. This character doesn't look that interesting to me. Doesn't, like, there's no... Like,
sexist pig.
Well, no.
I'm just kidding.
I don't have anything against female protagonists because, you know, I played as, what's her name?
In The Last of Us?
Ellen or something like that.
Ellie.
One of my favorite games ever is Metroid. With Samus.
Yeah.
Awesome character. And it's probably my favorite female protagonist video game character. It is. But I don't know, just the whole look. I don't know, the dread thing kind of weird to me. I'm not a big fan of dreads, but but yeah, the main thing is I just can't relate to this character. There's nothing relatable to it.
What about the story? You don't like the idea of it being like it's the future and something, you know, we always have these post-apocalyptic things and it's just like Fallout. It's just like deserty, or Borderlands. It's just like deserty and dirty. But this is like the world we got a huge step back, so we're back to like primitive times, but there are somehow creatures out there, animals that are electronic. Doesn't that part of it interest you or no?
Yeah, it seems interesting. I like the whole overgrown plant thing because I always thought that's always fascinating.
That's why like The Last of Us was great to me and you as far as that part. It's like that's the more of a take that I like for post-apocalyptic, just overgrown of nature.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Obviously there's some kind of story behind the robot things, but I'm like, what the heck? How are there robotic animals and they're all like acting like animals? Like maybe there's some insane person who's like, I don't know, trying to bring that all back somehow.
Yeah, or is it that
maybe animals are literally dead? I don't know.
Yeah, or did they start? Is that the reason why the apocalypse happened because of those creatures, or because of some experiment that went wrong, or is it gonna almost be like The Village, the movie The Village? Spoiler alert, where they're in like, you know, the freaking 1800s. And it's what it feels like, and then all of a sudden they get out of their area, and it's modern day. Could it be that she gets far enough away, and suddenly it's modern day, and there are people on the other side of the world that are like using guns? Like, who knows? I don't know. Yeah. It's a lot of interesting ideas of what it could be.
It actually feels kind of almost similar to, like, I had a game idea that I thought of in my mind a couple years ago. Where you're like a kid. I don't want to tell a story or like give away the cool parts because then someone could steal it.
Take your idea, yeah.
But you're like a kid and like you're like in a city, but then you're outside of the city and it's like farmlands and stuff like that. But then there's just garbage everywhere because the city's been like depositing it into rural areas.
Yeah.
And you like build weapons and there's robots that are attacking you, which I'm not gonna tell you why. Maybe someday I'll make this a thing.
Someday. But yeah.
But I don't know. It's just I never got that initial click. That spark that lit that fire in my heart. And yeah, I guess it's kind of a...
All right, we've talked about this enough.
Maybe that's not fair.
No, yeah, I understand that. That's fine. I get it. What else?
$60 here.
Yeah, exactly. That's money.
I don't want to just throw that in there and be like, why not?
What else you got?
Another one that I heard is pretty popular, but I've really never even looked at any of it really, but Gravity Rush 2.
Yes, that came out recently.
There's a big fan base for that.
It was a Vita game. The Gravity Rush 1 was Vita. Gravity Rush 2 is PS4.
I believe they brought Gravity Rush to the PS4 though, because I remember seeing advertisements.
I don't know, maybe. And the character, they tried to kind of make her like one of their new characters. I think her name's Kat. But the game just hasn't really taken off. Like you said, there's a cult following, but maybe not, you know, quite as big of a following as PlayStation would hope for. But looks like an interesting game.
I believe this might be out right now or almost. Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8. I think it's a remake.
It's got a movie in it, an anime movie. It's got a remake of 2.5, whatever was in that, and then it's got a brand new game, but it's only like a 3-hour game, but it's kind of comparable to Metal Gear Ground Zeroes, because this new game is using the new Kingdom Hearts 3 engine. Yeah. So it's the first time anybody will ever be able to play with that engine. And it's telling you a little bit of like a story on some side characters and stuff, kind of like tying some stuff together to prep you for Kingdom Hearts 3. But for $60 for a full price, F that. No, thank you.
It's all that though. That's pretty good for $60.
But who's gonna want to buy this game? The people who already are
Kingdom
Kingdom Hearts
Hearts
fans,
followers.
right?
That's
so
all.
for those people, there's a 3-hour game. That's it.
Yeah.
For $60.
And yeah, if I was actually a Kingdom Hearts fan, I'd be like, please, just it'd be killing me. I'm like, just work on the real game.
Yeah.
How many? I feel like I've seen.
We might get that game in 2020. We'll see.
I might just be like, because I'm not really paying attention, but I feel like I've seen Kingdom Hearts remake random stuff over the years.
So many
times, and it's never been a real legit game. It's like 2.5.
Yeah.
Dream Drop, or they had some weird.
I think that's what's in this. I think it comes with Dream Drop.
And I'm
it's
like,
so
there's
funny.
Dream Drop 2 or 2.3. And I'm like, what the heck is all that? Just give me the actual game.
It's a joke, really.
It feels
to
like,
call it 2.8 and stuff like that. Like, what are you even talking about right now?
All the fans, all the suckers, I think they all buy.
They
these,
buy it. Obviously, they wouldn't keep making them.
Feel like they have to because it's like the only Kingdom Hearts that they get.
Yeah, it's funny.
But yeah, there is a pretty big following for that though. I think basically Nintendo, not Nintendo.
No, Kingdom Hearts is huge for a lot of people.
Basically, PlayStation took that.
Yeah.
I think there was one on the 3DS, but
what about Neo? What do you know?
That's what I was mentioning next, actually. I've seen a tiny bit of that. I actually had the demo for it. I never played it.
Play it. Please play it. I want to know your thoughts. Can that be your homework so that next week we can hear your thoughts on that?
I guess. I don't know if it might. I mean, I've had it for a long time, so it might not be available anymore.
If it's available, that's your homework for next week. Cool?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'll try. I have my own homework for school too, so
no. When you're playing games, instead of playing Final Fantasy, try this demo. Anyway, I think you'll really like it because it takes place in like feudal Japan with
cool.
with mystical elements. So that's both up your and mine alley. We're a big fan of like that culture and that samurai world and ninja world. That whole idea is definitely really cool to us. And then basically it is based off the Soul series, and you recently really got into the Soul series.
So I'm pretty sure I'll enjoy it. I just haven't got to it.
Yeah, so I think you might really like it.
Yeah, I think I think I could see that being a big thing for PlayStation as well, being an exclusive.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Persona 5 then, which is massive as well.
No, it's huge.
That's coming out, or I don't even know. I feel like I've seen a billion Personas as well too.
Yeah.
The stupid Crash Bandicoot N, the letter N, Sane trilogy, which is I guess just all three of them or something like that.
Yeah, super exciting.
Which I gotta say the stupidest looking character design.
Yeah, that's the worst character ever.
And I don't know if these are just a bunch of Sony fanboys or nostalgic guys that are in their like 20s, 30s now that want it so much, and you're like, what the frick? Why? It seems so outdated where it's like you're running towards the camera, you can't even see anything.
We'll see.
Stupid design. His pants look retarded and
wearing some jorts.
Anyone that compares it to Mario, you're just like, shut up.
Yeah. No one ever did that. I don't think anyway.
Well, I think they're kind of like they're
Yeah.
The last one here is Ni no Kuni 2. Which is coming out later.
That's the one I would. Of all those that you mentioned, that would be the one that would excite me the most.
And that looks really beautiful game. I never got to Ni no Kuni 1, but I wanted to play it so bad when I was like, I don't know, maybe I was like, that game came out in 2012, I think. And I didn't have a PlayStation, but that was like the first feeling where it's like, I want a PlayStation because I really want to play this game.
Yeah.
It looks beautiful.
Yeah, for me, for the PlayStation 3.
That was
the
right
only times that I ever really wanted a PlayStation 3 was I don't even know if you know this, Megan. Metal Gear Solid 4 was an exclusive for PlayStation 3 for a long time, so that's the one reason why I wanted a PlayStation. And then the Uncharted series and Ni no Kuni, those were like the main reasons. And then at the very tail end of it, The Last of Us. But those were like kind of those games were the ones that I was like, oh, I wish I could play those.
It's funny how they had those two like huge games right at the end of the PlayStation 3 era. I could see while you're doing your stuff, mention some of your games, if there's any more. But I believe that's basically all that
announced right now that's coming out for this year for sure.
Yeah.
Like there's some other stuff like Detroit Become Human, if that still makes it to 2017.
I didn't want to consider that because I feel like it's not gonna be this year.
For Xbox, I'll go to Xbox, then we'll go to third party, and then we'll do Nintendo or vice versa.
Yeah.
Game wise, there's Halo Wars 2. Which is coming out soon. A lot of people are excited about it. I don't care. I literally don't care. I played Halo Wars 1. How did I play that? I feel like I had the full game for some reason. I gameflied it back in the day, or it came with Game with Gold at one point. I don't know what it was, but I had that game. And I just did not like it. I tried, and I was like, this is just not fun. It's each campaign level took like an hour. And I was like, this is just stupid. I don't want to play this. I gave it a shot, and it's just not for me. But people like it, so cool. The next one for an exclusive is Sea of Thieves. So this is one that I am pumped about.
Yeah.
Sea of Thieves, I definitely hope still makes it for this year. It's a co-op pirate open world game where I think you go in with a team and you can kind of jump onto the seas on your boat and explore the world. We talked about this in the past. You can go on islands and explore them and find treasure, and then bring it back to you got to bring it all the way back to like the person who will buy the treasure off of you for like actual dollars, kind of in-game currency type thing.
Where you can be
but in the
attacked.
meantime, you can be attacked and somebody else can steal it. There's stuff underwater that we saw, people swimming underwater with like mermaids and stuff. There's weird stuff where once you get killed, you go to like the afterlife, and you're on like a pirate ghost ship, and you have to like ask your way back to the real world and stuff. It looks like it could be a great game. It looks like it could end up being empty and bland, and I pray it doesn't.
I feel like we'll get most of what the game is and at E3.
Yeah, I know that people who have played it said that it's so much fun. But I hope that it's more than fun. I hope it's like deep too, not just like, oh, this is fun to like joke around with friends online. But like
you got to make these big online games.
They have to have substance.
Deep, because if you don't, you feel so empty in the game, and it's like it's just a huge void.
Yeah.
If you don't have that deep and that depth to it.
Yeah. Then there's a downloadable game. There's quite a few downloadable games, which I'm sure there's quite a few indie PlayStation ones too. But a couple that are notable. There's Tacoma, which is the makers of Gone Home. Their next game, Cuphead, which I'm very excited about if it actually ends up coming out. The most unique looking game I've ever seen. It literally looks like a Mickey Mouse cartoon from like the 20s.
Pretty amazing.
It's awesome. So that is really, really exciting, and I hope that game actually finally comes out. And then the other big grand scale one is Crackdown 3. Where is this game? We haven't seen it for forever. Rumors are that this game has been, in the past, in a lot of trouble. So hopefully it's not in a lot of trouble. Hopefully, or maybe it was and they fixed things. But the big thing for Xbox, because those games sound terrible, by the way. So you have Halo Wars 2, which some people are excited about. You have a couple indies, which will excite people. You have Sea of Thieves, which I hope is going to be great, and I think that'll be a really good game for them, and I hope. And you might have Crackdown 3, but Crackdown's never was a huge game, but you might have Crackdown 3 coming this year. And that's literally it. Like, there's nothing. So they are banking everything on Project Scorpio.
Yeah.
So that's going to come out at E3. It's going to be a brand new console for them, pretty much. They are banking on that being like the bread, and they're banking on that being everything. And what I'm expecting is that with that, they're going to announce a handful of games that obviously will still be playable in the original Xbox One, but will play better and look better and do more or whatever on the Project Scorpio. For example, Crackdown 3 could be one of those games because it's a very deep game as far as like being able to destroy whole buildings and stuff. So that'll probably look better on the Project Scorpio or run better. The frame rate won't skip or whatever. And I think and I hope that at E3 they're going to announce a bunch of other stuff too. Maybe Alan Wake 2 or something like that.
That'd be neat.
That would be very neat. I just thought off the top of my head that would be cool. Who knows? Whatever they could have. But there's got to be stuff because this seems so bland and like there's nothing here. Like there's nothing. Halo 6 can't be ready yet. It needs one more year. We just had Gears of War. So like what is there? Another thought is that it could be, and this would be cool, and it could be great if it came along with Project Scorpio. Like I said, it looks better on the Scorpio, but it's still playable in the Xbox One because that's what they've been saying. The Scorpio isn't a new console. It's just it'll look better on it. I think it could be cool if we had like a Halo 5 ODST type thing.
Huh.
Where, like, not literally ODST, but the same thing that they did with Halo 3, where they had Halo 3 ODST, which was a very fun, my personal favorite campaign ever in Halo. Which was a awesome campaign, and then it came with the multiplayer of Halo 3. So it could be a game where there's a new story mission, some little side mission that takes, 8 to 10 hours to beat or something like that. And then it comes with all the multiplayer from Halo 5. That would be a cool idea.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, you mentioned a bunch more games on the PlayStation that sound fun than what the Xbox One has this year, because the Xbox One has for me, it has Sea of Thieves and Cuphead. That's literally it. In fact, do you want to do something fun? You want to do something funny, Micah?
Yeah.
All right. Give me a few seconds.
Uh-huh.
This might totally backfire.
While you're saying that,
Hold on, time's up. Hold on. This might totally backfire, but we'll see. I'm calling somebody. This is gonna be funny if it works. Hopefully you can hear him too.
Hello?
Yo, Hanzo.
Yeah, what's up?
You're on the Words and Stuff podcast.
Oh, really? Wow,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Give me one game in 2017 that's an exclusive on Halo on Xbox One that you care about.
Exclusive?
Yeah, a game that's only coming out on the Xbox One that you care about in 2017.
I honestly don't think there is one.
Exactly. I love you, man. See you later. I just hung up on him.
Oh my gosh. There you go.
Hopefully that came through and hopefully you heard it. So he's a big Xbox fan, not
There's
Halo
the
fan.
proof.
He's a big Xbox fan. He has an Xbox. We've been playing games for forever. And he can't think of anything because there's nothing. There's like nothing legitimate that you care about. Like if I mention Sea of Thieves, he'll probably be like, "Oh yeah, I remember that game does look cool." But that's like literally it. So,
And to add on to PlayStation's having even more goodness, I believe God of War probably coming out this year.
I don't think so. It might, but I think that might be 2018. But we'll see.
I could see it being like winter 2000.
It could be. It is like Nordic themed in the winter. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Also, I don't know what's going on with the Final Fantasy 7. I heard it's like split in like 3 pieces or something crazy like that. Which of course Square Enix does something weird.
No,
that
game. I believe me. I don't think that game.
But,
how long did it take us to get 15? That game's forever away.
Yeah, but it's a different different groups working on it. I believe. It's supposed to be in 3 pieces though, or something weird like that. I heard. So maybe we could be seeing one of them coming out this holiday, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, PlayStation, like always, has a strong lineup. But yeah, Xbox is definitely banking on the Project Scorpio.
Yeah, they will. I hope so.
They already have the like the what's the word? Yeah, like they're ahead with that for sure with the new console because it's going to be so much more than the PlayStation Pro.
Yeah, the Pro was just like a Slim, pretty much. It's just kind of like a newer version. The Xbox Scorpio could be, it's going to be the strongest thing on the market, so they're going to really push it. But what games will they have to push it? Are they just going to be like, look, Call of Duty looks better? Like, I hope that they would have at least 1 or 2 good exclusives. But it looks kind of bland right now. And the future of Xbox as far as exclusives doesn't look that great to me. It just looks pretty dull. There doesn't look like much there. There are the PlayStation, like the next 4 years. I'm giving you props, you own the PlayStation 4. The next 4 years for the PlayStation 4, you have like first party games that look good. Yep. You've got Detroit. You've got that what's that zombie game called? I forget what it's called all of a sudden.
Something more.
Days Gone. Right?
I believe so.
Yeah, Days Gone. Then you have you just mentioned the other one. God of War. Whenever Last of Us 2 comes out, and et cetera,
Final Fantasy 7.
Exactly. There's so many. It looks way better. Okay, do you want to move on?
Actually, no. Do you want to move on to third party? The Final Fantasy 7 thing.
I think that's third party. I think that's everybody.
I keep thinking Final Fantasy is like a only PlayStation thing. They like PlayStation.
Do you want to go through some third party stuff now?
Yes, let's end it with Nintendo then.
Okay. So we got For Honor,
which I will be getting if some of my friends who are on the PlayStation
also get it.
Get it. Yeah, I don't want to play it alone. It comes out Valentine's, I believe.
You played it, a beta of it, and you were in the zone.
It was so weird. That's why I'm almost afraid of playing it. Like I grabbed the controller and I was like, this is meant for me. I like shooters, but at the same time, like, I don't know, I'm not a big fan of them. Swords I like so much better, that type of stuff. So I was like, this is what I live for.
And you just played it, and it
was so
worked.
perfect. Or I don't know if everyone else sucked or something, but I just felt so perfect.
But now you're scared that if you actually go play it, you're gonna suck, and that feeling and moment was gone.
I'm like, oh, but
that's on February 14th. Also February 14th, we have Sniper Elite 4, which is the sniper game that takes place in World War II. It's a decent series, and they're smart about what time they come out. They always come out in the spring or in the summer, or that kind of thing.
Not freaking right in the middle of
exactly
shooter month.
And then we have
first-person shooter month. Mass Effect,
Nier Automata. I don't know much about it, but yep,
that's a thing.
Then we have Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon in March 7th. I am very excited about this game.
The Wildlands.
The dude that I just called, that was on the podcast, we're both really pumped about this game. We love co-op gameplay, both of us, and co-op missions to take down a drug cartel in this big open world where you have a million different options. Like, sign me freaking up. That game looks cool.
It's not just co-op matches. This is like kind of some of the new stuff that new systems were able to do, where you're almost playing the story game with people on a whole nother level. It seems like a really unique game for sure.
Yeah,
kind of reminds me of like the GTA heist.
Mm-hmm.
But on a whole nother level where you're in a huge world.
Yeah, like one guy can be sniping, one guy can be one guy can be kind of stealthing it way through, one guy can be sighting it from a distance, and then somebody could be getting a getaway car ready, and then somebody could be planting some charges on one side of the map to be a diversion, and it's really cool.
Yeah.
March 21st, we have Mass Effect Andromeda. So the world is excited about that game. You and I don't care.
I hope it does horrible. No, I'm just kidding.
What? Why can't... There were more on this list. Hold on. Darn it. Where'd this list go?
Uh-oh. This is not on the script.
Mm-mm.
We also have... Man. I can't even think of one.
What? Like more upcoming games? Dang, this sucks. There's supposed to be like a next page thing. Anyway, so then there's obviously we're gonna have Battlefront 2 later in the year. We're gonna have Call of Duty, obviously. The sports games and whatnot.
Titanfall 3.
But there's definitely some more. Let me see if I can look it up. Try to think of some stuff. What do you think about those third party lists? Doesn't this seem like a really meaty winter and spring? Like, there's a lot of good games here.
Yeah.
Like, even though we're not the biggest fans of Mass Effect or whatever, like, there's a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't touch. Like, I don't ever even play the sniper games. Sniper Elite. The only one that I'll probably touch is For Honor. But it seems like there's still a lot of really good third-party games that are coming out. Not much else to say about it, really. I hope they all do good. Yeah, I don't play Mass Effect. You want to just move on to Nintendo, then?
I guess, but I wanted to see if I can find some more.
We've talked about Nintendo so much lately.
Yeah.
And what the whole year will be like anyway.
This season kind of has been.
So I hope it does. Great. There's a lot of good games. Mario kind of is like the finale of the year. Start of it is.
Well, yeah,
Zelda.
we mentioned it before. You gave that list, but we've got obviously Zelda coming right off the bat, and we've got 1-2 Switch. Obviously, you've got the new console Switch, so that's huge. Already, Nintendo has a leg up. There are more and there was like one country, I forget what it was, but there's like 8 times more Switches being pre-ordered than PlayStation 4s were when the PlayStation 4 came out. So you've got ARMS a little bit later, and you've got Splatoon 2, and you've got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and then what are some other ones that are you've got the Heroes game. What was that called? Something Heroes. I forget what it was now. But then obviously
Has Been Heroes.
Yeah, Has Been Heroes. From the third-party spot, we do have Rhyme, a indie game, and Ukulele from indie game. So those are some more there. And then back to Nintendo. What else do we have from Nintendo's front? Can you think of anything else?
Beginning?
No, just like kind of like the summer now is where we would be. I feel like there was like a big summer game.
Yeah, I believe there was one but they didn't say when it was.
Well, what was
Splatoon?
Splatoon. Okay, yeah. So there's Splatoon, which I already mentioned.
Splatoon 2 is around. The
Obviously,
summertime.
Mario is going to be huge in winter, and that's when they could probably drop the price temporarily and sell a whole bunch of this first wave is going to get the Nintendo faithful, and then they'll get more of the Nintendo faithful then, but then they also hopefully get some outsiders.
I'm excited for E3.
Yeah, I think E3 they could definitely have some.
Yeah.
So from all that we just said, 2 questions, my guy. A, what does 2017 look like to you? Like as for your personal taste, are you excited about the games coming out like that you're going to be able to play in 2017 that you know of? And list a couple of them real quick if that's the case. And then the next question would be maybe rank in order of the big 3 who looks the best and who looks the worst right now as far as what this time next year who's going to be in the best shape. Maybe not necessarily who sells the most consoles or whatever, but just from a perspective of the gaming community being like, wow, they're doing good right now, or those guys aren't doing good right now.
I'd say this is a one of a kind year. It's a new launch of a console.
We get a new console, and then we get a new half console in the same year. Two
this,
different things.
This is the thing. You don't get this every year. You don't get Zelda every year. You don't get Mario every year. As the main Zelda Mario games.
Exactly.
So this is an amazing year. I'm super excited for it. Only a couple months. I mean, it really just 1 month in, I guess, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. If I know my calendar math right.
Yeah, something like that.
So there's a whole year ahead of us with great games.
So you're saying Nintendo has the best outlook, you think, for the year?
Yeah, I'm going to say Nintendo has the best outlook for the year. I think they're going to be the most talked about. But I think in the long run, I think probably PlayStation will be doing the best by next year.
I think so.
So if I ranked it, though, I'd say
E3 could change everything because whatever Microsoft has could change it. But right now, to me, they're so far down.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, not Nintendo. Obviously, Xbox is doing way better than Nintendo right now because the Wii U freaking sucked. But like I'm saying, from a gamer's perspective, I love my Xbox.
Yeah.
And I love the ecosystem. And I love playing my games on it. I love the console. I really do. But as far as an exclusive game that I can only get on my Xbox, there's just barely anything. That's why I called up Conrad and asked him. It's like there's nothing there.
Yeah.
So
I think they really lack in like popularity and charm. Like you and many others, they have dedicated, fans and followers. But it really never is talked about the same way it is like with PlayStation and Nintendo.
No, like Halo and Gears, like that's it. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. I mean Forza is great, but as far as like the charm, like you said,
they really need and they really need to add more because you can't just drag all.
They've
these
tried,
games on
they just
forever.
suck. I mean that's what like Sea of Thieves could be. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
A huge one we didn't mention by the way for third party is Destiny 2 is probably going to. Two things: Destiny 2 is coming out and freaking Red Dead 2. Cannot wait.
Yeah, how did we
Red
forget
Dead 2.
about those?
So like me, am I excited about this year for my Xbox exclusive? No, not really. But from a perspective of what I'm going to play on my Xbox, I'm going to have that Ghost Recon game real soon, and then it might be a little bit of a dry spell, but then later on I'm going to have Red Dead 2. Those 2 games freaking I'm stoked about. And then on the Switch, I'm going to have Zelda, I'm going to have Mario, I'm going to have ARMS, I'm going to have Splatoon 2, I'm going to have Mario Kart. And I'm sure I'm missing a couple Xbox game or third-party games in there. Oh, I'm going to have Rhyme. I'm going to have you're going to have Ukulele.
Yeah, we're
a lot of awesome games.
Really blessed this year.
I feel like there's a lot of games. Like for me in 2016, I ended up playing games that I enjoyed, like Hyper Light Drifter or Stardew Valley. I'm playing it late, but I didn't see them coming, but I really liked them. But from this point last year, I was like, I don't, the new Call of Duty maybe, Like, I didn't know what I was going to be a fan of, you know what I mean?
16
because there wasn't a whole lot. There were some games that I ended up enjoying, but it wasn't like the year before when I was like, sweet, Batman, the new Witcher, the new
15 was a very strong
yeah,
one
15
as
was
well.
fantastic too. So yeah, this year to me is exciting because I can literally tell you like 5 games that I don't want to go without playing. It's even more than that, but I don't want to miss Mario. I don't want to miss Zelda. I don't want to miss Rhyme. I don't want to miss Ghost Recon. I don't want to miss Red Dead Redemption 2. And then you have your own list of stuff like that too. So it's a great year, I feel like.
Yeah.
Cool. So I think we both think that PlayStation's rolling right now.
Yeah.
Nintendo has the kind of the best feelings at the moment for what could be.
Yeah.
Xbox needs to have another. They turned it around. They were doing bad, and then they were doing good. Now they're kind of like, what's going on? It's like a lull.
Kind of just there right now.
Hopefully, because I want all 3 of them to be doing great. Hopefully, come E3, Project Scorpio is fantastic, and they show us some great games that people are excited about, and hopefully it plays the new Assassin's Creed. By the way, that's another third party. Assassin's Creed Egypt is supposed to come out this year. Yeah. Yeah, so, yeah.
I think that wraps it up then.
Cool.
Yeah. So, that is what we're excited about. We don't really need to even ask each other that question. We said what we're excited about. Video game wise.
Yep.
Should I just end it then with the quote of the night?
I guess we're ready to go. Well, actually, first, what are you excited about?
Were you listening to what I was just saying?
No, I was reading something. What are you excited about?
At least you're honest.
Sorry. No, I literally was not listening.
We're on a podcast.
I was reading a text. I just got a text and then I wanted to read it.
Was it from Hanzo?
Yeah, because he was responding to the phone call.
That abrupt
Sorry.
call.
Sorry.
I was saying that is what we're excited about.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm excited about
we don't
the
even
year.
need to ask each other.
Yeah, you're right. And I'm excited to play more Stardew Valley,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Video game wise, yeah.
Yep.
So that
And I'm excited for the Switch.
oh yeah.
And I'm excited for. I want you to try Neo. Play that demo, okay?
Yeah.
If you can play that demo,
I'll try
play it.
not to
Okay,
let
go
you
ahead.
guys
Give me. Send us out with your amazing quote.
So to end the night, were you ready for this, John?
I am ready.
Okay. When you're stressed, you eat ice cream, cake, chocolate, and sweets. Why? Because stress spelled backwards is desserts.
Wait, is it really?
Yep.
Let me see. Let me see it. Let me see. And then you can read it again.
Basically,
Stressed. It is.
yep. So it all makes sense now.
Desserts. What?
Yep.
Wow.
That's
Pretty ridiculous.
yeah. That changes your life really.
Yeah. Now I'm allowed to pretty much, right? It's like
Yeah,
saying like it's okay.
It makes sense.
It's okay. It's the way it was supposed to be. I get it.
Yep.
Cool.
Okay.
All right. Thank you guys so much for
I had
listening.
to go pee since like 30 minutes. In.
Get out of here.
Super bad. I gotta empty my bladder.
All right. See you
Okay.
later, guys. Thanks so much.
Bye.
Bye.